What is up, guys, and welcome back to another daily intake of Gran Turismo Sport videos. You know, that's just me each and every day. As you guys know, I'm a Gran Turismo Sport YouTuber. I've been keeping an eye on the game, the daily races more specifically, and I've been waiting for the rotation where Bathurst would come into the picture, and here we are. So we're going to be racing some Group 4 cars around the Australian Grand Prix, or what should be the 2030 Australian Grand Prix. We bought a Mustang because I didn't have any Group 4 cars, so that is the first purchase in this category. It's kind of weird being a Holden fan from Australia and now trying to become a King of the Mountain in a Ford, but you know, it's not a Ford Falcon or some disgusting piece of crap like that. It's a Ford Mustang, which yeah, I can get behind. But anyway, this is my first race on Gran Turismo Sport in a couple of weeks. The first video that I did around the Brazilian Grand Prix, you guys really like that, and I really enjoy racing this game. I enjoy watching a lot of content on this, so this game feels, I don't know, it's really fun and really fresh for me. So I'm gonna hopefully do a little bit more of this. I'm gonna do, well, I already have done it, and you have no choice, but you have to watch it. I'm gonna do a Laguna Seca daily race in the coming days, which you guys will see. It's a pretty entertaining couple of races nonetheless. But anyway, away we go for this daily race here in Bathurst. As you can probably tell, we are still racing against people from like the Asian region, back where I used to live last year. So I'm currently debating whether I want to switch my region to the UK. I can do it, but I'm just debating whether I will at some stage. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave it in Oceania, just to race some of my fellow Australians, Japanese, Malaysian people. Don't really see people from this region all too much. But anyway, I'm waffling a little bit. This is the iconic Mount Panorama circuit. This is Bathurst. And if you guys know me, you'll know that this track is right up there in terms of my favorite with Monaco. Absolutely love this place. I've done thousands and thousands of laps, countless Bathurst 1000s, single-handedly, mind you, like 10 years ago, or well over 10 years ago. I've done the Bathurst 12-hour on iRacing. I've got a lot of experience with this place, and you can see I'm going for a big boy, risky move going down the mountain on the Japanese driver, and we get a penalty for, I think, slapping him off the circuit a little bit. Not exactly a part of the circuit where you really want to run side by side, but hey ho, we did it anyway. But yeah, this is just a daily race. I threw myself into this race with like literally, I think I did one lap just to set a time in qualifying. It was a horrible 2 minute 20 something, and yeah, pretty much put me last. So yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle returning to this series, but we're going to be doing a whole multitude of races, and we'll be able to get our eye in. We will do a better qualifying lap, and we'll be gunning to hopefully win a race around this place and become the self-proclaimed King of the Mountain in daily races. But anyway, because I had a penalty on the last lap, it gave me a bit of track space, and on this one in particular, it's given me a bit of a run-up to see if I have any pace up against these guys. You can see this BMW right up ahead makes a bit of a mistake over the top of the mountain. We get around him through the outside there. Pretty risky, but we get through there regardless, setting a purple lap here on lap 2. And we'll see if we can match it with the guys setting the pace at the front of the pack. We come to the final corner and we keep it clean. The fastest lap so far is a 2:16.1. We come across the line and we absolutely smash it. We do a 2:15.4, and this is only my 4th lap on the game. Very surprising to see that I was on the pace. Yes, I have a lot of experience with this car, but it's been I'm a little bit rusty with Gran Turismo Sport once again. But we're climbing our way back through the order. You can see we're going up the inside of P11 into turn 2. Doesn't quite work out for us there, and we might potentially get Greg Murphy and Marcus Ambrose, and yeah, that kind of did happen for me anyway. Thankfully no red flag or safety car emerging from that, but It just shows that qualifying is so darn important in Gran Turismo Sport, especially in these daily races where they're not the longest races in the world, particularly race A and race B. This is race B, and yeah, it just doesn't give you much time to climb through the pack. And this isn't really a circuit that lends itself too well in a short race format like this, because you spend half of the lap in single file following these guys over the top of the mountain. As you can see here, this guy is all over the place, so slow, but I still can't get around him despite my best efforts of trying to absolutely ram this guy off. But anyway, heading into Forest Elbow for the final time. See if we can get a monster run out of here. We do have the inside, but our Japanese friend here is not wanting to leave space. Someone up the road has got a penalty, a slowdown penalty, which might give us another position. It's a Lamborghini of all things. Very interesting to see a Lamborghini racing up against Mazdas, and it being somewhat equal cars. But we go for a big boy dive up the inside into the chase. Our old friend here moves in the braking zone, just like Max Verstappen. Rejoins on the other side with no penalty. Tries to block us off again. This guy absolutely wants to finish in P10 by any means necessary. But his desperation has got the better of him, and we claim a final points-paying position in this 2030 Australian Grand Prix. So it's P10, not the greatest results in the world. My fastest lap was quite competitive. I was only a tenth away from the fastest lap of the race. I couldn't really go for it on the last lap because we had all that traffic, as you guys saw. But we are going to go for it again with another race. But before we do that, we're actually going to do qualifying. We improve our time by 6 seconds on our first flying lap. You can see the first lap we did was a 2:20, and that was from the previous session. We open the DRS, or shall I say we go into hyperdrive on the mountain straight, and that was really the secret to my success, really. Turns out I wasn't pressing the secret boost button, the Eco Boost button, hand delivered to me by Ford for betraying Holden. And yeah, that was why I was 6 seconds off the pace on the previous lap. So I found that little hack, and now we can deal some damage in these online races. But anyway, yeah, I'm just showing you my flying lap because this is a pretty good lap. It's not perfect by any means, but it was near enough close to what I could get the most of out of this car on this particular day. I do have some concerns about the way that I've set up my wheel. For reference, I'm going to talk about this in the Laguna Seca video a lot, but I was running with 900 degrees worth of steering angle or steering lock for my wheel, and in this car it felt fine, but when I went to the GT3 car, as we go into hyperdrive again, it was understeery as hell, but in this car it was fine. But I'm wondering if I've left the degrees of rotation a little too high, and maybe it was costing me a little bit of turning in this particular car. So let me know what rate of rotation I should be having my wheel at. That would be really appreciated, because I switched it to 370 for the GT3 cars, and I found like 2 or 3 seconds a lap, but in this car it wasn't such a big deal. But I still feel like neither 370 or even 900 degrees is the right degree of rotation for this game. But I could be wrong, I don't know. But anyway, we set a 2:13.2, which is, what, 7 seconds faster than the time I did initially. And it was 1 or 2 seconds faster than the pole time in our first race. So I'm looking forward to a good attempt in this lobby. It puts us P4 in this grid. We're slowly increasing our driver rating and our safety rating. 1 or 2 more good races and we might even have an S sportsmanship rating. So that's something to look forward to. But away we go for our second attempt in this Bathurst open lobby daily race format. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Gran Turismo content. I really do enjoy it, and I hope that it gets the support that I hope it will get, which will enable me to make a lot more of these videos. I really want to do more Gran Turismo stuff. There's the Lewis Hamilton DLC, there's open wheel cars, which I haven't even touched yet whatsoever on this game, so a lot of content to explore. But for the moment, I'm just really enjoying the competition gameplay of Gran Turismo Sport. It's something that I'm really enjoying these days on YouTube, making online videos and just competing against other people. You guys really seem to enjoy my old league racing stuff, and the more recent online videos I've been doing on the F1 games, and Gran Turismo Sport really lends itself well in the online realm of competition. It's just a different form of racing. It's a very, I don't know, different format. It's a breath of fresh air, really, and something I really look forward to doing more of in the future, as we see the race leader completely bin himself going down the mountain here on the first lap. Maybe risked it a little too much for a chocolate biscuit. It's really easy to overstep the mark there. I feel like I'm really good going down the mountain. As you can see, I'm all over the back of this Hyundai, and we'll look to put a move on him potentially into the chase. The replay cameras on this game as well are absolutely sublime. This is PlayStation 4. Absolutely craps all over anything that the Formula 1 games can do replay-wise, but you can see we absolutely send the Hyundai back to his home country through the chase. Here's the replay. Watch my braking trace and also the tail lights of this guy, because I actually brake before his tail lights get illuminated here. So braking right there, and it just seems to be like literally braking at the same time. If not, I braked before him, but still I was the one who punted him off. So I'm thinking that this is probably an element of lag. I really didn't understand it at the time, because I knew when I broke, but it still sent him off. So here's the frame-by-frame analysis. Here, I'm braking, and then a frame later, he brakes. So he's actually braked later than what I did, but still, he got punted off, which I have absolutely no idea how that has transpired. But anyway, we go from P3 to P1 in a matter of about 10 seconds. And I would imagine that the comments are going to be quite feisty come the end of this race, despite me pledging my innocence. But there is nothing you can do to convince the internet trolls otherwise. We'll see. Maybe they'll be in my favour today. We'll have to wait and see. But it's the final lap of the Grand Prix, I think. We're just trying to establish a lead at this point. P2 is now falling into the clutches of a yellow Lamborghini. Oh, Jesus. We overstepped the mark a little bit as we go over McPhillamy Park and into Skyline. Thankfully, we get away with that and we're able to press on. I'm really attacking this Skyline and S's section of the circuit. It's absolutely unbelievable. Right on the limit of grip every single time. And on this last lap, it's not even the last lap, it's lap 2. I underestimated this race. So everything kind of kicked off on the first lap then. Okay, cool. Anyway, well, we can really push for the rest of this race. I'm going to try and gun for a fast lap on this one. But, yeah, it's proving to be a difficult affair trying to pull away from the cars behind. It seems like Slipstream is really powerful in this game. Might even be more strong than F1 2019, and that is without DRS factored into the mix. Anyway, we come to the final corner. P2 is really ranged up onto the back of me, but thankfully it will not be by enough, and we are going to get away with our first victory around Mount Panorama. We are now the undisputed, unchallenged, and most fairly aptly described King of the Mountain. Thank you very much. Feels good. Feels absolutely amazing. The cleanest race on Gran Turismo Sport you'll ever see. Let's have a look at the comments, shall we?
I can't believe the reception. I thought Australian race fans had a lot more to go than this. This is bloody disgraceful. I'll keep racing, but I tell you what, this is going to remain with me for a long time. You're a pack of assholes.
I could 100% imagine that, like, if there was a podium ceremony at the end of the race where all the people who are watching this video would see me up on the podium, that would probably be the response, both in what I would say, but also what you guys would probably say to me as well. But away we go for another race. We're going to see if we can win our second Bathurst 1000. This time we're going to try and do it cleanly. We start from P3 in this attempt. We've got a fellow Australian here with us in this lobby, which is nice to see. So hopefully the Aussies can team up against the field of Japanese drivers. I think, is that Hong Kong? The guy in P4? I'm not too sure. I'm really horrible with my flag. I'm not too bad with like European region. That's mainly down to F1. But in terms of like the Asian countries, I'm not too good with that. Anyway, my old Aussie friend here blows up the Japanese driver at turn 2. And now it is a street fight here in this Bathurst race. This could well be Daniel Ricciardo. He's in a yellow Renault, and he's got 3s in his username. So it's 100% him. I mean, Daniel Ricciardo would have absolutely nothing better to do in his free time than to race on Gran Turismo Sport open lobbies at 5 a.m. Australian time. So that 100% makes sense as to why he is doing this. But anyway, we're putting him under pressure here into the chase. We're going to pull off an absolute worldie of a move around the outside, but Daniel doesn't want to be the second best Australian driver in the world, and sends us for a big old punterino, unfortunately setting us back to P4 in this race. So it was a lonely old Grand Prix after that. Daniel gets his just desserts through the Forest Elbow section, and now we can kind of have a settlement of our argument we were having on lap 1. All of a sudden, one lap we're fighting over the lead, and now a couple laps later we are fighting over the minor placings. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, it seems, as we run side by side through the chase. Daniel squeezes me onto the grass, and because I was on the grass, I had absolutely no grip. Daniel hits me again through the apex, and what do you know?
You serious?
5-second time penalty for being 100% the victim around the Mount Panorama Grand Prix. And through all this, we're not even going to get on the podium. An absolutely disgusting display of racing you guys have seen on Gran Turismo Sport today. But it's been a memorable few races nonetheless. If you have enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. This is a track and car, mainly a track combination, which didn't really lend itself too well to being a daily race, but it was one that I enjoyed nonetheless. You had to be aggressive, you had to be punchy, because you only had 3 laps to get through the field, and half the lap you can't even overtake. So it was an aggressive affair. But when we move on to Laguna Seca Daily Race C in the coming days, it's a completely different style of racing in the Group 3 cars. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys for a brand new video very soon. Career mode will be back. But at the moment, I'm having fun with online stuff.